Say hello to the latest entrant in the Autocar India long-term fleet, the Hyundai Creta. Despite Gavin's best efforts to try and wrangle the keys for this one, I have successfully managed to snatch it right back from him. You see, I used an Alcazar for a good couple of months and it's a car that I'm familiar and comfortable with. This Creta is the next step in the story and I'm really keen to experience all that has changed. Over this video, I will tell you my experience with the Creta so far and the things that I like about it and the things that I don't. First things first, I really like the refreshed exterior design, especially the front fascia and the new headlight layout, which looks quite unique. The dual-tone exteriors make it look classy and I particularly like the combination of black and silver. I like the addition of the sequential indicators too, which usually is a feature available only in cars which are a segment above the Creta. I must say I really like the interiors as well, especially the dashboard layout which looks very neat. Apart from being very functional, it is also designed in a way which helps with better outside visibility. But others in the team have found the screen and dials too low for comfort. It's a crazy hot here and I have to say full marks to the ventilated seats which work superbly to help keep my cool. What's good is that the big sunshade for the huge panoramic sunroof does an effective job of keeping the heat out. Dual zone climate control is a new feature on the Creta, but to be very honest, my wife and I haven't made use of it. What I do really appreciate is the addition of a 360-degree camera. The 3D view makes it easy to park in tight spaces. What I am personally not entirely comfortable is using some of the ADAS functions. There's lane keep assist, adaptive cruise control, auto emergency braking and a whole lot more. However, while driving in the city, I find it best to turn off the front collision detection as it is a bit too intrusive. What's good about it though is that once you switch it off, it remains off permanently till you turn it back on manually. In the Hyundai Tucson, for instance, the setting returns to default each time you start, which is very frustrating. I like the blind spot display on the instrument cluster like the Alcazar, which gets activated depending on which side you indicate. Our Creta is the 1.5-litre naturally aspirated petrol with a CVT transmission. It's probably the pick of the range if smooth and relaxed driving is what you like. The 1.5-litre petrol motor is refined and offers peppy enough performance. I find it really comfortable driving it through the city on my regular commutes between home and office. Even out on the highway, it has enough grunt to stretch its legs comfortably. I also like the paddle shifters, which make it easier to make a quick overtaking maneuver. In terms of fuel efficiency, it has been returning about 10 to 11 km per litre in the city. The Creta features drive modes like before, but frankly, I didn't feel the need to fiddle with it as the performance in the normal mode is fairly sufficient for most drivers. However, in the sport mode, part throttle responses are sharper and the steering too weighs up a bit. It also features traction mode and you can select between snow, mud and sand. A big thanks to the engineers at Hyundai as they've been really listening to our feedback and have done what was long due on the Creta. The suspension now has the right amount of firmness and isn't outright soft like it used to be. Of the other things, the LED headlights do a great job of lighting the roads at night. The Bose sound system sounds rich and I really like the fact that there are enough and more storage spaces inside and I don't need to struggle to find space to keep my phone or my water bottle at all. The boot too has enough storage space for airport runs. There are things that I don't like about the Creta, like the need to use a USB cable to be able to use Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. Also, some plastics like these buttons feel a bit cheap and could be of a better quality. Another bit that I, or rather my co-passengers, often complain about is the missing seat height adjust for the passenger seat, which would have made it more comfortable. Although I like the light-colored seats which make the cabin look lively, are sure to get the cabin dirty easily. It's only been a couple of weeks for the Creta in our long-term fleet and it still has many kilometers and rigorous tests to go through over the months to come. Meanwhile, I'll ensure Gavin doesn't come anywhere close to the keys.